Okay, we are live, guys. Just gonna give the stream a second to breathe and let it get its bearings here. And just pull up everything. All right, we're good. Welcome in, everyone, to the Denver Broncos Syndicate live recap of the Denver Broncos' ugly loss to the Tennessee Titans 17-10 in Nashville. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Just give a few minutes for some people to start rolling in here before we officially get started. Make sure my chat's ready to go. Man, this is a rough loss for us, Broncos country. I figured I might as well just jump online so we can kind of exercise those demons together and kind of get things off our chest, man, because, boy, it was a really rough performance all around. Russell Wilson, overall, I don't think his play was horrible considering the circumstances. Offensive line, man, continues to be an issue. Blitz pickup is something that is really a big problem, and part of that is definitely on Russell Wilson for sure. But at the same time, when you don't have anyone downfield who can separate on a consistent basis, especially after Jerry Jeudy went down, Cortland Sutton was practically nowhere to be found in that second half almost. And it's just really a shame. Sorry, I'm going to mute my phone here. It's just really a shame because this team has so many opportunities and they end up completely wasting them. Our run game has been absolutely atrocious. They can't decide if Melvin Gordon or Latavius Murray is going to be our lead back. In my opinion, Murray was the more efficient ball carrier, but the team still barely leaned into him. And again, overall, it all steams back to this team has not built well in the trenches in the offensive line. And on top of that, Russell Wilson's play just has not been there. He's missed reads, he's been inaccurate, but overall, I think our bigger problems stem from the offensive line. But let's jump into the box score stats, shall we? Russell Wilson, 50% completion percentage in this game. He went 21 for 42 through the air for 286 yards, averaged just 6.8 yards per attempt, had a touchdown, and then obviously had an interception on the last play of the game. He was sacked 6 times for 38 yards. Now, some of these sacks were on Russell Wilson holding on to the ball too long, and others, in my opinion, were on the offensive line just not being able to pick up a blitz. Our running back missed assignments in pass protection a couple of times. It was just a really sloppy performance in pass protection, and it really showed. I'll be quiet. Rushing on the ground, Melvin Gordon had 7 carries for 24 yards. Latavius Murray had the same 24 yards, but he had it on 9 carries. Our running game was practically non-existent. Chase Edmonds, new Bronco, he did get the ball a couple of times. 2 carries, 9 yards, 4.5 yards per carry. One of them was on a swing pass for a loss of a couple of yards. Wilson had 7 carries for 8 yards, averaging just 1.1 yards per carry. That is rough. Now, the best play out for the Broncos on offense was clearly the Jalen Virgil touchdown. Russell Wilson scrambled out to his right and was able to find Virgil down the sideline, and Virgil turned on the afterburners and did the rest. And he had a 66-yard touchdown gain on that play. And other than that, Cortland Sutton did have 6 catches for 62 yards. Hinton, 4 for 62. Melvin Gordon actually did have a couple of nice receptions in the passing game. 4 receptions for 46 yards there for Melvin Gordon. Our running backs overall were involved okay in the passing game, but it's just not good enough, man. The play calling and the play sequencing on offense are a joke. Now, defensively, we played, in my opinion, absolutely lights out until the fourth quarter when the team just got gassed because the offense couldn't do anything. Oh boy. 1 second, guys. Hey, I'm live. What's up? Okay. Sorry, guys. That was the grandma. And when grandma calls, you must always answer. And then we got Frosty in here, infiltrating the live stream. Yeah, guys, just overall a tough situation for the Broncos. Defensively, we played lights out. But it felt that once once we were able to give our offense the short field on a turnover when Malik Willis had that fumbled snap when he came in on that read option play, it seems that after that point you just knew our offense wasn't going to be able to stay in this game. Hi Kitty, you need to I love you, but you need to leave, okay? Once the offense went 3-and-out following that turnover, you just kind of knew that it was going to be a rough sledding the whole way. And it's unfortunate, man, because we had several chances to win this game. Tennessee's offense certainly did not play great. Now, one stat I definitely want you to look at here is Derrick Henry. Our run defense against Derrick Henry was absolutely phenomenal. We limited him to 19 carries for 53 yards, an average of just 2.8 yards per carry. If there's one positive thing you can take away from this game, it is definitely the fact that our run defense was phenomenal. And again, our pass defense was mostly phenomenal as well. The Titans' best receiver easily was Nick Westbrook-Akine, who had 5 catches for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns, including one of those touchdowns coming on a flea flicker where the defense sold out to stop Derrick Henry, and they just pitched it back to Ryan Tannehill, who found a wide-open Akine down the sideline. And then Chigo Okonkwo had a nice gain to drive the Titans down into the red zone, where they ended up kicking a field goal that put them up by a full touchdown. It's tough, man. Our defense continues to play lights out, and our offense just continues to fail to reward them. Now, Russell Wilson obviously took 6 sacks in this game. 1.5 came from former Bronco DeMarcus Walker, who had a career day against his former team. You knew that DeMarcus Walker wanted to come out, and he was out for blood in that game. Let me just make sure. Okay, we're good. Yeah, man, definitely just a tough set of circumstances. Rashad Weaver, also with 1.5 sacks in this game. It's tough. It is really tough. Then, as we move over here to team stats, the one that obviously jumps out is 8 penalties for 50 yards for the Broncos, including, I believe it was either 4 or 5 false start penalties that absolutely killed us. They bought us in these 3rd and long situations that, I'm sorry, your offense is not going to be able to overcome that. Either it's on a busted play because your offensive line can't hold up in pass protection, or a pre-snap penalty, a false start. You know, those kind of penalties are what absolutely kill your team. Obviously, we had a couple of holding penalties. Injury-wise, we lost Jerry Jeudy at the first play from scrimmage, man. He was running a go route and ended up slipping on the turf, and at first I thought it was an Achilles injury the way Jeudy was grabbing his ankle, but it ended up being a ankle injury, so the team says. Then we lost center Graham Glasgow, who had to be replaced by Luke Wattenberg in the game. Just a rough slate of injuries for this team. Billy Turner as well, so 2 injuries on the offensive line, and then obviously a key injury to our receiving core with Jerry Jeudy. KJ Hamler was already out for this game. Justin Simmons was already out for this game. Just an overall, just a disaster. Just a disaster, man. It seems like from the first play from scrimmage, we had absolutely no chance to win, and it really sucks because our defense, once again, had another phenomenal performance, and it was wasted. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to jump into the rest of the games for the afternoon, but I just wanted to jump on here and kind of go over some of the basics as to why we lost this game. And do let me know, Broncos country, what's your overall outlook on the team now that we currently sit at 3-6? I mean, obviously, our shot at the playoffs is probably very slim at this point. We can maybe, if we have a perfect ending to our season, maybe sneak in as the 7th seed, but at this point, playoffs are the least bit of worry for the Broncos. Nathaniel Hackett, his play calling, his play sequencing, the lack of discipline on the team, the lack of sequencing and chemistry with Russell Wilson. It's just clear that Nathaniel Hackett is not the guy for the job. I don't think he's going to get fired in season just because of the lack of interim head coaching options on the roster. But you never know, man. Ownership could get really impatient. George Paton could get impatient. We're married to Russell Wilson, so one way or another we have to make things work with him. But I don't know, guys. It's definitely a really frustrating set of circumstances for the Broncos, but nonetheless, be sure to leave a like on this stream and be sure to comment down below and let me know your thoughts overall on the team after this loss. All right, guys, and for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out and let's ride.